Welcome to Saturday afternoon at the Lone Wrench Garage. I'm in here piddling around. Just got done hanging a few cabinets. I thought I'd throw together the fuel tank for the Mustang. I'm not going to put it in today, but I'm going to transfer parts from one to the other. So come hang out and we'll see what kind of trouble we can get into. Took and scraped all the old rubber off of the old tank. Try to save it the best I can. Ended up using contact cement, believe it or not, and it really worked good. I was kind of shocked. It stuck down better than it was from the factory. So clean the old gaskets off because, like I say earlier, these were not. This is available. This is discontinued. So we salvaged it, and we also salvaged the evap canisters. We're going to slide these puppies back in here in just a second. I'm going to clean them off a little bit. Not that anybody's going to see them, but find out what I did with my rags. What did we do before we had brake clean? I do not know. Welcome. Yeah. This is lithium grease I sprayed on to get them out, so really don't think we have to worry about a little grease being on them. More than that once it gets in the car, so. Main thing is where it seals, get that clean. All right. Hose them down with a little silicone spray so they'll hopefully slide right in. Let's see what happens. Oh, easy peasy. Boy, if everything worked that grand, that would be fantabulous. That was a whole lot easier than I expected it to be. A whole lot. Captain Bad Bill, how are you doing? Hello, Joe. Trying to swap some stuff over from one tank to the next. Tried to do my best to save everything I could on this tank, even though it's ended up costing me more than I wanted to get a new tank, and it don't look very good. It don't look very good at all. A little crusty. If you guys can see in there or not. I may squirt a dab of brake clean in there. It's got some rust particles in it. Try to keep as much rust as we can out, being as we've got a new tank. Going to require it's a straw. Might have to run something down in it. It's a little cleaner. It's got like a valve in it. Some type of crazy valve. Any of you guys know? Hey, Hatar, how are you? How's it going? Trying to put a Ford, the components back in a Ford Mustang tank. I'll get something to run in this. Don't walk just yet. So I can try a rag. I don't want to lodge stuff in there. I'll just put another clamp on it. I'll take this one off. What I will do, I should have some of these clamps somewhere. Put pliers over for it. So how's you guys' day going so far? I really hate these squeeze clamps. Only one way to get them off. Unless you guys know something I don't. And if you do, you're smarter than I am. Good to hear, good to hear. Good to hear. All these hoses are old. You gotta figure they're Mustang's a 99 and it's been on there for 27 years. So things are a little bit stuck and crusty. It may come off and it may not. I have to sit down and think about this one a little bit. Any ideas? No, I'm not going to take a knife and cut it because then I have to buy another one. And I don't want to do that. Plus, it's a specialty hose. It's bigger at one end than it is the other end. So, no cut. But the hose is so old, it just ain't no give to it. That is a vent tube hose for the gas tank. It goes in and where you put your gas in your car. This is the vent tube that comes out by your gas cap. It kind of helps fumes move through it so the pump don't continue to kick off. But that's what that is. There's lots of hoses on this gas tank. This is just one of the smaller ones. I thought I'd change over. We may just go with it because I will probably end up breaking it. And I'd sooner put it on a little dirty than break it. I would. It's too big to fit in there. I had a smaller one. And let me see what I can find, guys. I'll be right back. Best I can tell, it looks pretty clean. Oh yeah, it's clean. I don't know if you've seen it, but I did. Anyway, we'll get it stuck on here. Get old, you moan and groan a little bit. So. Figure out how I want to put it on here in a minute. You got to remember, you got to take them off again. So you want to put them where they're accessible. See what's going on. Are there someone on stream? Not sure what you mean. Yeah, there's a couple people in here, Hatar. Where are you from? Now, see if we can figure out this gas line mess. Yeah, we're gonna have some clamps. Let's get some clamps. May not have the right size. These are the biggest clamps I got, so I hope they're going to work. Hey! Actually, these are plants I use for water line. But by golly, it'll work. It will. There we go. Been a day or two since I used this tool. It's right here. You guys can see what I'm not doing here. So far, it's not fighting me near as bad as going together as it did coming out. She didn't want to come out very good. Very good talk. Try to get things situated where they should be. We're going to call that good. We're going to call that good. Not a whole lot left. We'll put the pump in. We're going to bench test the pump before we go the trouble of putting it in. And don't want to put it in and then the Chinesium pump not work and then have to drop the tank again. That would be silly. So y'all are not very talkative today. All right, I think we're about done with. We're done with this old tank. I don't know if you can see. I don't think Hakeem has seen how bad that tank was. And these evap things I just put in that tank, they come from here. And discontinued items. So every form I read said you're better off to cut them out. So that's what I did. Tank wouldn't have any value anymore anyway. So we're gonna let it find a new home outside. I've got enough clutter in here. Let it go out and visit the rest of the scrap metal. Well, I wish you could help me too, but I don't know where you're located, and you're probably too far away. So, just saying. The tank will be going back in tomorrow sometime. Don't know when, but that's the plans unless things change between now and then. So, the only thing I gotta do is check the fuel pump. We have it right there. I'm gonna plug it in, see if it cycles and comes on. And if it does, then we'll pop that in, which that should be very, very simple to do. Not much to it. Snaps in and a few bolts on the top. Boy, that's a tough plastic. Pretty cheesy looking pump. Pretty cheesy. I guess we can go ahead and stick it in. Just, I'm not going to seal it, but it can snap in there for now. Going in. I guess I spoke to you saying about things working well. Getting it fixed now. Nothing like being a little contrary. Well, that's the way it goes. Do you know there's fitting I have to take off the old pump? High pressure line. I know it's going to give me problems. Hello, Dennis. How are you? It's been a couple days since I've taken this nasty old pump out. It don't look too bad, does it? Let's see if I can get this high pressure line off. My day was going pretty good until 5 minutes ago. I touched the fuel pump. Things kind of went to hell after that. They did. Now the one tool that I need is not in there. Where she went to, who knows? But of course, it's only one in there. That's what I need. So, we may break off and do something different. One of those days. Let's see if one of these will work. I gotta hold my breath. Hey Chris, how are you? Installing new floor pans with the Dirty Dodge. Are you able to buy the floor pans for that older vehicle? Who would have thought that that model had been that popular to be able to get replacement pans for. All right, guys, I'm not too well versed in these high pressure lines, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't like them. Don't like them at all. Old license plates. Well, I got a few of them, and I've done that a few times. That's what makes it custom, right? Heat will help hot water. I don't have no hot water here. I have water, but I don't have hot water, and I didn't have a microwave over here. Well, the tool's in there. I can feel it in there. I just can't. Getting weak in my old age, guys. Weak in my old age. You guys are young pups. You probably don't know that feeling. Well, I don't think this is going to be the right tool for it. Yeah, that tool's too thick on this one. This may involve a little colorful talking. To get this out. I think that's the wrong tool, the way it's cutting into it, so. I'll have to dig around for the tool. It was under the car last time I used it, and I picked them all up, I thought. But guess what? Shocker, I evidently did not. Oh well. It is what it is. Ain't nothing I can do about it right at the moment, so. We'll probably have a little discussion with the fuel pump too, so. Hello, Lars. How are you? I need everybody's help. Well, it probably sprouted legs and took off with the 10 millimeter. It was going to be my guess. I'm going to have to put a GPS on the 10 millimeter because that sucker's always running off. Not that I need it right now, but now would be the time I'd find it. So Chris, you're doing floorboards. Dennis, what are you working on? I know. They're just, I'm going to buy me a new set of sockets. As a matter of fact, I was telling the boss lady that I think I'm going to make up a t-shirt. And it's going to be a rail of all 10 millimeter sockets. A whole set of 10 millimeters. You're holding your chair down. Did the cold front hit you up there? Man, the winds were blustering last night, and woke up this morning and I don't think it's much over 20 degrees here. I bet you are. I bet you are professional at chair holding. A professional. I've got a lot of practice in, but I don't know if I've mastered the professional yet. But I guess I got to work on it a little bit. Yeah. Just wait. He'll be there. I guess Monday's supposed to be really, really cold. So. Is Jamie in the house? Did I see him? Oh, there he is. Hello, Jamie. You snuck in on me, buddy. JB's in it. Yes, I know. It is cold as crap here. My 100-yard walk from the house to the shop, I was bundled up in coveralls, hoodies, you name it. Well, Chris, I agree. Probably the only time you ever sit down is when you're editing. You probably still do that standing up though, right? 19 degrees, yep. So what are you doing, JB? I'm going to guess you're probably just hanging out inside because it's so cold. I'm kind of allergic to damn cold weather. He probably doesn't. If he does own a chair, you know it's going to be on rollers so he can roll around on it. Because I don't think he can sit still. I would probably like to have some of that problem, but I have a disease that some of you guys, Dennis, you may have it, just guessing, dropsy. Any of you ever had that? Well, there you go. I'm sitting in the shop talking to a bunch of crazy guys on YouTube. So I guess we have something in common. I have managed to do a little bit today. I gotta manipulate this stinking thing. Hell, it'd been easier to just flip the camera. I did manage to get a couple cabinets up. Took the old one down. That was way too big. Put these up. I've only been meaning to do that for about 3 years, so I've got another 36-inch cabinet. It's going on the other side of the window here. And then one of them cabinets was one of them that went over the refrigerator, so I had the little short cabinets above it. So it was all built together, so I had to end up cutting it down. But I got it cut down and the remainder of the cabinet over there. And then I got one big cabinet that will probably go on the other side of the shop. Hey, well, they were kind of free. They were recycled from a house I tore down here on the shop, so. Tore down for that reason. I was going to save all the bases and everything else. They were actually handmade oak cabinets. The guy that used to live here, he was quite a carpenter. But anyway, I'll be glad to be able to pick some of the stuff up, a lot of supplies and stuff, and start putting them in the cabinets. Maybe I can clean off my workbench and get my vise mounted back on it. I've got a vise in the other side with on the workbench, but I want to put a vise over here too. Kind of pain in the butt to go back and forth. I've got, I think, 3 different vices, so. Lasagna, is today lasagna day? I missed something. What are you guys saying here? Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. You're multitasking. I thought you were holding the chair down. You cannot multitask when you hold the chair down. That's against rules. Totally against rules. That's kind of like reading instructions and building something. Yeah, I can understand that, Chris. My chairs don't usually end up with stuff all over, but pretty much any cabinet or anything that doesn't move around very much, it gets loaded with crap. Drinking coffee, making supper, watching TV. Yeah. It's a tough life, Lee, didn't it, Dennis? Tough life. Figured you'd be out painting some tractors. Yeah, what is for dinner? That's only a few hour drive for me. If it's good, it may be worth my while. Sket. Sket's better than steak, in my opinion. Practicing for retirement. Okay. It ain't all what's cracked up to be. I probably work harder being retired than I did actually functioning as a job. You think you get caught up, you have more time, but no, you just buy more projects. Top-notch welders. Top-notch is not what I would call my welding. I have 3 welders, and I suck at all 3. So I can make 2 pieces of metal stick together, but that's what they make a grinder for. I probably grind off more than I weld. JB's a top-notch welder. Next thing I need something measured welded, I'll be headed your direction. Yep. That is sure. Unfortunately, the last few years of my career were either sitting behind the desk or mainly sitting behind the wheel of a car, driving thousands of miles a week. So, them are fighting words, Lars, sounds like. No, I'm talking about J.B. Wellglen. Okay. Hey, I've used that once or twice in my life. I have. A lot of things I've done in my life I'm not proud of, but I've done them, so. None of you guys would know anything about that, though. Use it for a Bondo stick. It's got Bondo all over it. Even the finest shade tree mechanics use Bondo. Guess you could call it body plastic. But I'm old, it don't matter what brand it is, it's going to be called Bondo in my book. I hadn't planned on doing this live, but I thought, you know, what the hey. I'm in here, got the shop warm. Only took a couple hours with the salamander in the furnace. But we've kind of got it up, maintained about 66 degrees. Oh, my furnace is a little small for the square footage of this thing or not, but it's fully insulated, so. You're no hard worker. You just play one on YouTube. Well, you got us all fooled, Chris. You got us all fooled. Yeah, and Levi's fairly close to him, isn't he? At least within a state, which is kind of close in YouTube land. So, Chris, you're going to be having a sale? Or do you always have a sale? Sale, like, well, I guess I think you've let it out that there were changes coming, and I didn't know if you were going to be liquidating a little bit, so it all didn't have to go. Man, things are all messed up. Well, I can't say that I know what it takes to do what he's doing. Yeah, I knew you sold a bunch of your cars off. I didn't know if you was keeping all your equipment and stuff or not, or what you were going to do. I know if I end up having a downsize someday, I'm going to have a heck of a sale. There'll be stuff bolted to the floor that'll still be sold. But when I have that sale, I'll be done. There will be no more working on stuff. After watching a bunch of your videos, Chris, you got going on kind of what I've been wanting to do for years, is go travel some. And that's kind of why we bought our antique motorhome. It does all right, but I don't know how reliable it'll be out on long trips and stuff. So we're going to probably upgrade to something. I don't know if it'll be a bumper pull or a Class C motorhome. It won't be a Class A. Been there, done that. And it won't be a fifth wheel. Been there, done that. I don't like fifth wheels. Okay, okay. Never hurts to ask, right? They have auctions around here all the time, and problem is I flat refuse to go to an auction if they have firearms listed, because that brings out the crazies. And if they're there for them, they'll bid more than a new one, and then they'll also start bidding on shop equipment more than what you could buy new. So I avoid them sales like that, like the plague. Where is she looking at going? I don't have to worry about that. My kids are done and grown and probably as old as some of you people in here. So. Lars, are you out there hanging out with JB there in the shop watching the idiot on YouTube? Yeah, I mean, to each their own. Hell, it's not safe anywhere anymore. But it's probably as safe here as it is anywhere. So I'd definitely encourage to stay in the States. Everything's just too crazy anymore. There's places I would still like to go to travel. We have animals that kind of keeps us tied down, which is fine. But I still want to go. I would like to go to DC one time in my life. Not to go visit the politicians, but I would like to see the history. I'd like to go before it gets turned back over to a war zone with chain link fences and stuff. So, like to do something in the next couple years. Still want to go up northeast, work my way down the coast. Then if I live long enough, like to go to the West Coast. I'm not sure if I'll be welcome in California. I may not fit very good in the liberal West area. 20 acres west of Orlando. Oh, that's good. You got somebody down there you could trust to watch it. Well, and that's my thing, Jamie. there's not a lot of crap I like, but I do like American history. Uh, Not up on all of it, but I do like American history. Uh, World history, I can take it or leave it. But I've got to see everything in the United States before I decide I'm going to go overseas. I would like to go to Australia some point in time in life. Um, but all the history stuff I think would be interesting. Like I say, I'm not going to get involved in any of the politics or anything, but yeah, I'd like to go see the White House and what is that thing? Smithsonian, I think. Is that the big museum that has all the archives and everything in it? I don't know. I don't remember. Oh, Stephen, how are you? How are you doing today? Yep, I do. I want to go out. I kind of like the cowboy era day. Now I know it was all romanticized and everything with TV and stuff, and I'm sure it really wasn't the way it was portrayed in Hollywood. I'm sure it was a terrible, rough life, and probably if you lived through it, you were lucky. So uh, that's when people were really tough back in them days. Unlike the softy that I am, and I couldn't survive the wagon train, nor could I survive probably riding a horse every day in and out. So, guess it's on what you get used to. What would we do, Dennis, if we lived back then? We wouldn't have had lazy boys. We'd been in a world of hurt. Stephen, what are you doing today? You up to no good? I'm sure it's cold up in North Carolina too. It looks like from what I seen on the Weather Channel, it was a big cold front dipping way down into down by the Gulf Coast. So. I see if I have the live on and I'm working, I feel like I'm ignoring you guys. So, kind of, I know a lot of people, they work and do live streams at the same time, but I ain't much of a multitasker. I can't chew bubble gum and walk at the same time most of the time. So, but at least I can see on the other side of the shop with the cabinets gone. So that's a good thing. But I'll clean off the other side of the workbench so I know you guys probably laugh. Poor people have poor ways, and I learned by working with myself, you have to adapt and overcome obstacles. And I took my motorcycle ATV jack that has the two pads on it, threw that up on the workbench, and I jacked up my cabinets with that. And I put a 2x4, leveled 2x4 on the wall, screwed it into the wall, and I propped my cabinets up on the 2x4 while I'm holding and put the screws in. When you need a third and fourth hand, you gotta figure out what you can do to make things work. So all that takes more time than just two people throwing them up. So. Dennis said your brake is older. Oh, okay. What is he, the union steward? You know what we think of unions. Unions are a big business. All they do is take your money and don't represent you. Been there, done that too, for about 15 years. Oh, Chris. Okay, Chris. Sorry, Chris. I thought it was Jamie that said that. All right, back to work. Looking forward to more videos. Keep spitting them out. Can you tell if your watch hours went up for me watching all your videos? Hey, Renegade, David, how are you? You missed the working. You always do, though. You always miss me working. I know it only takes about 5 minutes and I get tired, so my ADD kicks in. Well, there's Gator. How are you, Gator? Did the cold weather hit you guys too? I seen that, what they call it, jet stream, the cold front, whatever, swooping way down there through Alabama, Mississippi. I didn't know if it made Florida or not yet, or is it going to make it to Florida? We did make a little headway on. I threw up a couple cabinets. I started transferring stuff over in the tank. Got the lines on it, evac stuff on it. We're going to have a little discussion about putting this in because that's when everything started going bad. Between that and taking a high pressure line off the old one, I used contact cement to get all the rubber back on there. Worked pretty good. I didn't figure it would, but man, it worked pretty good. I had that Salamander heater going on there, and boy, that glue got all tacky, and boy, it went right on. It was great. I'm good at the moment. I thought I better quit working because, as Randy said on their video today, they had to shut the camera off because they was fixing to throw wrenches. I was fixing to say bad words, so I thought I better quit working. You guys might have got all red-faced and embarrassed if I'd have said bad words. Not 70 degrees, or it was 70 degrees. Tomorrow's gonna suck, yeah. I know. Today is pretty cold. I don't think it's low 20s is the high today, and teens tonight. Tomorrow's supposed to be a little bit warmer. I think it may be supposed to peak around 30, maybe 32. Monday is going to be the frigid day here. And then supposedly Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday's back in the 50s. So not a raining forecast for the next 2 weeks. I think the guys up in Michigan are getting all the snow and stealing all our water. Yeah. Well, if you work on anything, you say bad words probably, so. Yep. Oh, be adventurous, Gabe. Take it out tomorrow. Maybe you'll get cold enough to have some snot sickles while you're out there riding in the water. That'd be a good time, wouldn't it? I seen something today on Facebook, and when I seen it, I thought of you, Gator. It looked like it might have been something futuristic. It almost looked like a enclosed cabin, like a multi-passenger, probably 20, 30 passenger airboat. It was kind of weird looking. I'd never seen anything like it. You probably can. I have no doubt. How fast will the airboat run normally? If you're out in the open, you got room to let her run. Probably faster than I'd want to go, but I swim like a rock, so. There was an old boy in Forsyth that had it just outside of town, had an airboat. I can't remember. I think he had it made to where the top of the cage over the propeller would hinge. You had to get the prop level, mid section, and then the top of the cage would actually fold down so he could drive it under his carport. Although that was pretty ingenious. But a lot of people think outside the box. I don't sometimes. 40. If it's 6 inches, about twice that bad. Dang, 6 inches of water. Don't you worry about hitting a dry patch when you're going fast in low water like that, like a sandbar or anything? Doesn't it like hit the brakes or act like you're slamming the brakes on? Wow, that's just crazy fast, man. Crazy fast. I'm sure it's fun. You ever take me for a ride? Don't go that fast. Okay, power to go over land. Okay. Um, yeah, I'm sure 35 is probably pretty fast in an airboat, especially when you're. I'm assuming from all the airboats I've ever seen, you set up kind of high in the boat, so center of gravity is probably not your friend. But my goal tomorrow is to get the tank up in the Mustang. Okay, I that is if I can get that figure out how to get that pump back in there without breaking it. Um, I got to get that freaking high compression fitting line off, get it transferred over to the new pump. But I'm going to bench test the fuel pump first, because I am not putting that thing in, putting the tank in, and then that Chinesium pump fail right off the bat. So, I mean, it may still fail, but I'm going to know it's working before I put it in. So, but I'm hoping once I think of putting the pump in and getting the compression lines fought off, I think we'll take less time than actually putting the tank in it. It came out pretty good. Hopefully it'll go up pretty good. Yeah, I mean everything's the same, so it shouldn't be any difference. I never broke anything getting it off, so luckily I didn't break anything getting it off. But knock on wood. Keep my fingers crossed that we get it in there. The old girl will go. When we get her started, then we'll see if she'll idle. If she idles, then we'll think about putting some water in the radiator and see what happens. Water may go through the radiator just as quick as it goes in. I hope not, but if it holds water and doesn't lose it, and then we're going to get it off the jack stands, and I'm going to take everybody out for a little spin in the yard. And I do mean spin. So, see if we can do some grass burnouts in the big race V6. And I guess if we lose water, then the next step is tearing the top of the engine down. Hopefully, if we have to get that far, it's just a head gasket. Hopefully it's not a cracked head or a block. If it's a block, she's going to get pulled and we're putting a different motor in it. What? I don't know, but I know it will not be a V6. Guarantee it will not. No, I ain't putting no damn LS. That's sacrilegious. Oh, you're going to put an LS in your van. Okay. I thought you was telling me to put an LS in the Ford. I don't crossbreed. Yeah, I would like to take and change the rear end gears on the van, and like to put some headers on the van. Maybe a mini spool. I don't like one wheel spinning, but I don't think it'll probably go any faster down the track. JB may know. I really hate to put 411s in it, but that'd be geared down a little too low in my opinion to be able to do a daily driving too. So. Not gonna hear it from me. Okay, well that's good. I know a lot of people do. Good God, you go to the car shows, you think that they must have had a sale on LS Motors because everything, you know how everything, even Ford used to have the 350s in them. Now everything's got LSs in them. You'll see a few Coyotes out there on some of the Fords, but for the most part, everything has either got a stroker in it or a LS. 373s. I was kind of thinking 370s. Really wasn't thinking 390s, but 370s might be doable. I may look into that. I already looked into a mini spool, and that's probably the way I'll go. If we get the Mustang running, that's what I'm going to do. The Mustang, put a mini spool in it. So. Well, the van's got overdrive too. You think it helped that much on the track, JB? Do I know how to shim a rear end? No, I do not. I haven't messed with the rear ends too much. Matter of fact, the last time I messed with rear ends was probably back in the late 80s, early 90s when I was doing circle track. To me to idle, be picky on who I used. Okay. Four tens in the Suburb? Wow. How far do you drive? How many miles do you drive in a day? I guess with the gas being a little over $2 a gallon now, it's probably not too bad. But who knows if it'll stay that way. Huh, okay. Well, I guess that wouldn't be too bad. I know my Ram pickup, it gets maybe 13, not pulling anything. Probably closer to 10. And it's got a 6.2 Hemi in it, so it's not like it's a super gas hog. And it ain't like a hot rod, so. Knock on wood, I hope it's the last pickup truck I ever have to buy, or at least full size. Yeah, I've seen there's different things you could do, and you know, dummy me would probably just pull the gears out, change the ring and the pinion, put a new seal and bearings in it, of course. I'm not that stupid, and throw it all back together and hope it works. But I know there's more to it than that. Used to daily drive your 69 Dart 388 big block with 488 gears. Okay. Well, that's kind of what I was hoping, but like I say, I'm going to do the mini spool, and I would like, can't swear to it, I would like to change the rear, the gear in. I don't know what's in it now. I'm sure they're pretty high gears for the most part. But I'm still looking for a metal bulkhead to put in the van. because I kind of want to set it up as a tow rig. It's kind of what I'm looking to do with it. Kind of where I could pull a car trailer with it a little bit if I wanted. Um, Especially if I get the Mustang going to do burnouts and stuff, then I can tow. That way I don't have to license the Mustang. I can tow it to events behind the van instead of taking the truck. Dana 44 front and back. Okay. Okay. I'm sure there's somewhere online that tells you about the how much slack you should have in it. You have 456s in your Jeep on 35s. That thing probably crawls in low gear. You're talking about 4-drive, aren't you, Gator? With a Dana front end. Yeah. I couldn't tell you what the Ram has in it, to be honest with you. The only thing I've done to the van is, or not the van, to the Ram, change oil a little bit, replace the front bumper, and ruined the tailgate. I think that's pretty much about all I've done to it. Matter of fact, the body shop's got the tailgate right now, so. Last I knew, they were still waiting on the tailgate. I was supposed to be coming from Kansas City, Kansas City's 3 hours from us. So I'm guessing they're hand walking it from Kansas City down here. I don't know. Sure, it's taking them a hell of a long time. Not that I really need it that bad, but. Hello, Patrick. How are you doing today? Okay, 2020 Ram. Mine's a 22 2500. And the only reason I got the 2500 is because I've got a 22-foot gooseneck trailer with a tilt bed on it. So it's a 14,000-pound axle, and I needed it to haul the my excavator. Pretty much the only reason I got it, because the excavator is almost 11,000 pounds, and matter of fact, when I put it on the trailer's probably overweighted, but oh well, it does the job. The LJ Rubicon. Okay. Okay. David, I honestly have never looked at it, never messed with it, never had a reason to. Matter of fact, I think I've only had it on the lift one time. And what I call my daily drivers, I don't mess with them much, because they're all everything I got that's daily drivers is all under warranty. So I don't jack with them, because anything the dealerships can do to screw you out of your warranty, they will. So I let them do it all. Once the warranty's out, they'll not see them again, unless it's something that I just cannot fix. Sorry I missed your your live last night, I was bouncing around, and somewhere your live slipped through the cracks, and uh, I thought you were still live going on, and I got on it, and then I realized, ain't nobody talking in here. So that was about the time I realized that you had ended your live stream. So here's Roy Snack Week. I don't normally do these on Saturday. I was over here and I thought, what the hell? I needed to take a break anyway. My break has turned into a work stoppage. So, all right, JB, thank you for stopping in and hanging out and the info. I appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing that engine get put in. I know you got to wait for warmer weather. But you have a great weekend, and we'll catch you next time. When the warranty ran out on your truck, you installed a 6-inch lift kit with 37-inch tires. Well, this 3/4 ton sets up pretty damn high for my gravity challenge body. And I'll probably leave it stock. I think it could probably, I got a little noise up in the front end. Sound like something rattling. Hopefully the bumper that I put on not falling off. But I need an investigator. Once I get a spot in the shop that I can bring it into and look at it. But I just put, can't even tell you what tires I put on it. I just put new tires on it. The original, had the original set of tires, 20,000 miles on them, and they were completely wore the hell out. I was shocked. The guy at the dealership, he said, yeah, the tires the factories put on them are crap. So. Yeah, I haven't done much to the truck other than drive it, put a couple of little bitty things on it. It's got one of them flop down steps on the back of the truck where you can climb in the bed. Put an old toolbox in it and a new bumper. And I guess I'm going to be putting a new tailgate on it. So, but as far as any aftermarket stuff, I haven't done nothing to the truck. I love the truck, don't get me wrong, but I haven't had to work on it either. So. But I think when the exhaust goes, it probably will get converted to dual. So, because I do like the sound of the Hemi, and I think it would sound so much better with some dual on it. Well, guys, I think I'm going to take off. I appreciate y'all coming in, hanging out with me. I know you didn't learn anything from me. I might have learned a couple things from y'all, but I appreciate you coming in. And I'll catch you guys on your live streams, hopefully. See y'all later.